Slava Ukraini! Good evening to everyone. My name is Vladislav and I am Ukrainian. I decided to create a new project. The name of this project is Ukrainian Movies Recap. The purpose of this project is supporting Ukraine in our hard times and helping Ukrainian army. So, if you are supporting Ukraine, just subscribe for the channel, watch the movie to the end and press button like. And now let's go to the movie. This movie shows us the history of Ukrainian military volunteers who defend Donetsk airport during the Russia-Ukrainian war on east of Ukraine. The defense of airport continued 244 days. The most of the time, Ukrainian military fighters were completely surrounded by enemies. They were called Cyborgs for the first time by a known pro-Russian militant. He couldn't understand the reason why the advanced, fully armed units of their troops couldn't take the control of Donetsk airport defended by 20 Ukrainian military fighters with simple guns. At the beginning of the movie, the commander of Ukrainians airport defenders called August informed his comrades that today they will be attacked by the heavy flame-throwing systems of volley fire, therefore those who wish can leave the position. But Ukrainian fighters refused and decided to stay. After that, August calls them Cyborgs. The action of the movie came back for 10 days ago. The forward group of Ukrainian military defenders had been located in the small Ukrainian village called Pisky. At this time, new group of soldiers have arrived and they are preparing to be sent to the front lines. And the reporter of TV channel 1+1 took the interview of them. Some soldiers are fanatically determined to protect Ukraine, some of them are busy with routine. Having formed a column, Ukrainian military moved to the Donetsk airport, but on the way they felt under enemy artillery fire. During the cannonade, the fighter called Rich Boy loses his gun, but August came in time and took soldiers to the airport by car. Having arrived to airport, the fighter called Guide told newcomers that enemy soldiers changed their uniform to Ukrainian ones and came close to their position. Soldiers went to enemy positions, disarming the traps on their way. A little bit later, they faced huge fire contact with separatists, and Ukrainians made them retreated on the first floor. The defenders of airport collected supplies and came back to their position without destroying the enemy who sat deep in the ruin. Newcomers under command of August received an order to be on duty at the new airport terminal. During the duty, the fighter called Rich Boy explained his nickname. He is a musician and his parents are rich, so he went for war secretly. He wants to understand his role in this war, what is the war and what will be after the war. The commander August tries to find out the motivation of soldiers to be at war. August asks his comrades why they love Ukraine, but the answer is not simple. In the homeland, their home, parents, beautiful nature, but the bad government and broken roads. But August personally thinks that Ukrainians should know their history to be responsible for future and feel what is unfair in present. Newcomers went to bed but changed each other on duty. Rich Boy during his duty had left the building of terminal and went to the runway because he wants to find the new gun instead of those which he had lost. In the blast tunnel with dead enemies he found the gun, but at the same time the car with the enemy soldiers stopped behind him. Suddenly the phone of the dead separatist started ringing, showing the place where Rich Boy had hidden. Understanding that he has no choice, Rich Boy unexpectedly killed enemy soldier and hurt his comrade who was sleeping in the car. He captured separatist car and moved back to the airport with the captive enemy. Comrade Mares, because of effect, killed the enemy soldiers who was captured in the car, and August told to the Rich Boy that he should leave the airport because he violated his order not to leave terminal. A little bit later, Mares felt himself awful because of murder he did, and August let Rich Boy to stay. Also, there is a psychologist in the airport called Psych, and he told to the soldiers how to handle with stress, but they took his advices with irony. Rich Boy, August and Saturday took their duty behind the vault where separatists hidden. Rich Boy and August talking about the reason why Ukrainians don't speak their native language and why the country's elite working for other countries. They began dispute about the choice which Ukrainians should do. Rich Boy insists on position of universal human values, the same time August assured in nationalism. The ague almost boils down to a fight, but it stopped when the soldier called. Old guy brought some food. During dinner, the defenders of airport singing Ukrainian songs and united. On the sound, separatists start fire, but Ukrainian defenders making enemy to escape. Next duty, Rich Boy and psychologist chatting about the life. Rich Boy told him about his story, and Psych explained to the Rich Boy that the revolution of honesty has changed his life outlook. A little bit later, Rich Boy met strange Ukrainian soldier in the terminal and understood that this is a disguised separatist. At the same time, enemy attacked airport by tanks and soldiers. A huge fight took place in the airport. Ukrainian soldier managed to capture a couple of Russian officers. During the interrogation, Russian officer Petro Ivanovich tried to assure defenders that he didn't know where he was being taken. Later, the Ukrainian guidance came to the airport and punished the defenders because it was prohibited to open the fire. But August told, when you're under attack, you must answer. After that, Ukrainian soldiers made an exchange of prisoners with separatists. Nominal defenders found out the activity of separatists in the Ukrainian uniform. They had stolen supplies, and the wounded separatist told that he wants the Soviet Union rebirth. He wanted to defend Donbass. The August explained him that the Russia started war in Georgia, Abkhazia, Chechnya, not for peace and prosperity, but for robbery. Separatists asked a cigarette, and August let him go to his troops, but the separatists killed him on his way. Due to the agent information, an enemy prepared huge attack on airport today's night, and they have not so much chances to survive, but all the comrades decided to stay till the end. Russian tanks came on airport. On the other side, they see Ukrainian ones. During the fight, the armor of one Ukrainian tank was damaged, and August with his team rescued the Ukrainian soldiers. Altogether, they won this battle and have killed a lot of enemy soldiers, but unfortunately the Saturday got been wounded. But this evening the August had been killed by the separatists who had hidden in the ruins, and Saturday urgently had been required a surgery. Rich Boy under the enemy fire managed to deliver Saturday and the body of August to the Ukrainian military department. Other defenders at this time found the killer of August, who is already dead because of the blood infection. After a while, a new group of soldiers arrived to the airport, and they met by the experienced soldier Rich Boy.